Coming up on Verse Chorus Verse, 2 whole years, a year in the past. Let's talk 2 years on the end of the third year before we start the fourth year. That's next. Hi, everybody. I'm DL. I hope you're well. This is Verse Chorus Verse. This is episode 156. With me is Evil. You know what I haven't gotten in a while is a Crocs update. Evil, how are the Crocs doing?
The Crocs are good. They're a little dirty right now because I wear them everywhere, but they're awesome.
Fucking hippie Crocs.
Yeah, I know, man.
How many gibbets are we sitting at?
4 or 5 on each one, so 8 to 10, something like that.
We need an over-under for what you're going to be at the end of each year.
I like my gibbet configuration. There is one more I would like to get. It's Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh, yeah.
That'll complete.
What is a gibbet? Is that the little...
Who are you?
Listen to the podcast, First Chorus First, and you'd know exactly what a gibbet is.
That's fair. That's fair.
You heard her. Also with us is Rachel. Give me solo female pop albums or give me death polio. Rachel, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Beautiful fall day.
Hey, everybody. We are coming to the end of year 3, and that means we got to look back at the first 2 years and say, what the hell were we thinking? Was there any of that for you? Was there any looking back and saying, man, what the fuck was I doing here?
There wasn't much of that. There's some stuff that I've found that I missed over the years.
Okay.
But I don't make mistakes. So
no,
if I did, I wouldn't admit it.
That's why this episode last year sucked.
Yeah.
Because there's way too much pride on this podcast. And then we also have Buddhist Sven that's like, any decision that I make is the right decision for life because it brought me to this point. No, that's not the fucking point.
That's why he's not here today.
Rachel,
David.
Now I know that your character is more of a look back and think, I am a genius.
Right.
But what are you really?
I don't want to be all Sven on it, but I can, looking back through the outline of this episode, I can think of why I chose the way that I chose. And in that way, I'm like, I didn't make any mistakes. It makes sense for where I was at that point.
I hadn't really thought of it that way. Biography of yourself over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we're almost done with year 3, you guys.
Yeah.
We're trying out new podcast shit. We're talking about season 4. We have a lot to go over tonight. A lot. So we're going to get right into it. Rachel, it is October 14th.
Yes.
Did you spend last night with all of your fembots?
This one says, not the steak.
One of us. Not the steak?
Yeah. There's this...
Like EAK or AKE?
EAKE. Steak, like the meat.
Did you say EAKE?
Probably. I've been drinking because I was waiting for Evil.
How was it? Was it fun?
It was, Eastern Idaho is not as poppin' as the actual concert in Seattle, so I was a little disappointed. But the concert, the movie itself was great. Production value was fabulous. But as far as the people that came, I expected more screaming and dancing, and people were sitting most of the time, and could have been more fun.
Evil, did you go to the Eras Tour concert last night?
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Video, movie, whatever the fuck.
Who's that?
Taylor Swift found another way to make a cool 300 mil in a month.
Oh, good.
I was trying to think today, I was having a conversation about what other artists could pull that off.
Apparently Beyonce is in the process of
that was the only one I could think of was
recording
Beyonce.
for hers. So, yeah.
I was trying to think of a rock group, but the problem with rock groups is they tour more than every 5 fucking years. So people can just go see them as opposed to Taylor Swift, who charges $7,000 for her tickets every 5 years and says, hey, just go see the movie, you guys.
There was a pandemic, so she couldn't tour for a couple
pussy.
years. So that's...
Do we have Dave Grohl on the line? Dave Grohl, how many tours have you done over the... Anyway. Rachel, who has been drinking...
Grape juice.
What are you drinking?
This is just a cab, a menage a trois.
Did I know you drink wine? Have I seen you drink wine?
I don't know if you've seen me drink wine. We never have classy dinners together. So,
True. I'm a big fan of the Menage. Those are good, cheap
yeah,
wine.
no,
They
that's a
are.
good one.
Yeah.
Evil agree. Wow, we all agree on the wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should have some wine together, guys.
I mean, it's not good, but it's
it's good
definitely
for-
No,
drinkable.
but it's-
yeah for the
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
You're looking for like a $13
Something like that.
cooking some meat at home.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Some steak. STEAKE.
Some steaka. Evil. I'll go next.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. I'm finishing off a scotch. I had to take a picture for the old Insta. Finishing off a Balnallen, which is a really good, lesser known, newer scotch.
What is it? Say it again.
Balnallen. I was hanging out in Total Wine and More, as you do, and in the scotch aisle looking at stuff, and the girl stalking was like, "Are you looking for something specific, or are you a scotch guy that's just perusing?" Column A, column B. And she points to it. She goes, "Try this." It was super cheap.
Like try it in
really
the store
good.
or buy this and take this to your house and then put it in your mouth.
She was hitting
That's
on
what
me.
she
That
said.
sounds
She told me to give it a shot. I did. Fantastic.
What style? What type
Very
of scotch?
traditional
Highland, Speyside.
Speyside, opposite of smoky. It's like you can almost taste like rye
Little
notes.
sweeter.
Yeah.
Sherried it all, or
They had like 3 different kinds, and that's why I had to give pause, because I do feel like for some reason I feel like there was a sherry cask
yeah.
one. Oh shit. Yes. The one that I had was a sherry cask.
Oh, there you
Scotch.
go.
Yeah.
Sherry cask finish single malts is Speyside Glenlivet.
There you go.
So I've got that, and then I've also got a gin and tonic.
nice.
Flattened a bit, but
Still delicious.
still amazing. Evil, what do you got?
I'm also drinking scotch, and also a budget scotch. I'm drinking some Naked Malt. It's
Oh,
yeah. I like the higher end stuff for sipping on here and there, but as I learned last time we recorded, I tend to just drink whatever's in front of me. I got fucking wrecked last time we recorded.
You were a
it
lot
was
of fun.
amazing.
Holy
amazing.
shit.
But that's the thing is, you usually have a bottle of whiskey in front of you, though.
That's a
It doesn't get to
No
you the way
more,
that the
man.
Halloween episode did.
fuck. Well, I had the big Buffalo Trace, the 1750, and root beer, which
Oh yeah, the root beer.
The problem is you're saying it like it was a bad thing.
dude.
Like,
In the moment, I'm sure it was entertaining. The next day was
brutal.
Boy,
I think the only
boy.
time that I've ever edited, the only 2 times I've ever edited, and I could audibly tell that you were sloppy was that one and the first finale. Those are the only 2 times.
I got pretty tipsy that time too.
If you guys are lucky, maybe someday you'll get to see the content that Evil decided we had to record
God.
after the
I
episode.
Do you remember that, Evil?
That's the thing. I do. I botched my end of the recording of it.
I know, because you didn't send it. I don't think Rachel
Oh,
sent
I didn't.
hers either.
I just like recorded at the end of what we had previously recorded. Okay, here's a funny story. I was getting pissed. I remember getting pissed because I thought DL was starting to edit stuff because I could hear my voice, my recording. No, I had just clicked play on what we had previously recorded and it was playing in my headphones. Yeah.
How would that even
Dude,
work?
I was so drunk. I haven't been that drunk. I have like one of those a year. I can't do more than that or I'm going to die young.
I think we should each have one of those a year.
But I don't think I'll be drinking that again. Fuck Vince Guaraldi. And
When I buy it at the finale, you'll be drinking it.
so I'm just drinking Naked Malt. 1 glass of scotch
That's it.
for today.
All these rules.
Before I got sidetracked with talking about how stupid I was last time, I'm a big fan of like good workhorse bottles of whiskey. Buffalo Trace is a good bourbon. Rittenhouse is a good rye. This is like my good scotch. Just cocktails, drink, whatever. I 30 something a bottle. It's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Macallan and Highland Park and 1 or 2 others blended together. It's good stuff.
It's nice to have the good stuff, but I agree. I think there's something to be said for the respect of it, especially when you know the story of some of those. The Buffalo Trace one, when you learn how much they make on each bottle, it really is just about making something that they think is good. It's
Which
pretty
it is.
That's what we're drinking. Let's get to it. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to revisit 2021 and 22. That's right. You heard me. Both years. Hi, everybody. We are back.
Hey.
Revisit and revise this year. We're doing it a little bit differently. I don't think that the episode last year hit the way that I was hoping it would, and there are a couple of reasons that we're addressing. One of them, just thinking on this, I think that it's going to get way more interesting the more years removed we are from that specific year.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I think that there's a lot more to be said about like 2021 this year. What it made me excited for is in like 2027 when we're going over 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a lot of stuff, Rachel, that you had to reaccustom yourself to?
I mean, I did go over some stuff, but I feel like because they were my favorites, it was already stuff that I had kind of listened to repeatedly anyway.
Evil, same question.
2021 felt more like work, I think, because it's more removed, and it's hard to answer this question without talking about 2022. I feel more connected to the music in 2022, not because of proximity. I just like that music more.
Do you think the music was just better in 22 than it was in 21?
It was better.
Oh my God, yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
Very interesting.
There was so much last year that was so good.
There was
I
a
agree.
shit ton of albums last year that were good. You are very correct. We don't know how we each did it. We'll go through them and find out. Fuck around and find out. But the first thing we're going to do, and we did this last year, and I think it's a blast. I actually got some positive feedback from a couple listeners saying that it was a really good idea.
Oh.
But the first thing that we're going to do is we are each going to do a real quick review. Doesn't have to be anything in depth. We're not looking for all out soaking wet pitchfork review or anything like that.
4 out of 5.
Yes, we are guarding an album of one of the other person's best albums of the year from either 21 or 22. So, for example, I look at Rachel's top 5 best albums of 21 and 22. I pick one album from either hers or Evil's list. We're only doing one. We're not doing one for each person.
Awkward.
We all picked one album. We don't know whose it is. We don't know what it is or anything like that. To quick review. And we're going to start with Miss Blackpink herself. Rachel, what album did you pick to do a nice quick review on? I'm actually going to add that last year you both picked Lingua Ignota.
We did.
And we ended up depressed for half of the day.
It was very sad. It was a poor choice. I did not read the instructions, and I picked one for each of you.
Ooh.
Well, then there you go.
They'll both be very fast.
Rachel,
though.
what's your first
That's what she said.
review?
Okay, so for David, I chose Beware Believers because that was something that was not familiar to me. And so I thought, let's pick up on that.
My album of the year last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you remember texting from yesterday, I said, David, you have good musical taste. Because I was listening to that album and I was like, I'm really into this. It was good. It gave Healing gave me a little like Joy Division vibes, which I was very into. It has this like haunting 80s British punk.
Super soaked Joy Division. Yes, very much agree.
Yeah. And so I was super into the sound of that one. I really, really liked that one. For Evil, I picked Alex is on Fire because it's a good light album for Jimmy.
It's also Alexis.
I turned on the lyrics because I was just listening and then I was like, I'll turn on the lyrics and start over again. So I did. And the very first line of the first song is, hey, you, get the fuck off my lawn. And I thought, this is Jimmy. This is perfect. I liked that it was harder, but it was an easy, harder listen. I don't remember Alexis on Fire having such a hard vibe, though, that from when we reviewed them earlier in the year.
I think I remember that you used the line that you just used, but that's about it.
Really? I have the worst memory. If I'm nothing, I am very consistent.
Ain't nobody gonna remember that. No, you're good. It must have been a good joke if you thought of it twice.
Means I at least listened to the first song.
We wanted short reviews, but those were Guardian this shit. 5 stars. What are you giving both of them?
This is hard because I feel a little biased because I actually really enjoyed Beware Believers. So for that, I want to give it like 4.5. There was not a
so
lot.
You really liked it.
Yeah, there was not a lot on there that I was not into. Alexis on Fire's not really my jam, but also good. So maybe 4 out of 5 for them. 3.5, 4.
That's good too.
I just kind of like closed my eyes and pointed, but I still got some good ones. I mean, obviously these are the best of the year. So of course they're going to be good albums, but I think I was a little more pleasantly surprised than I thought I would be.
I will go next. We'll save Evil for last. I chose, I kind of knew I was going to choose this from last year. There was an interesting thing that happened in the finale with Evil talking about how basically we shat on this album, Rachel and I, and he almost let it skewer his thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
But then it ended up being his album of the year, and it's the one behind him. It's Otherness by Alexis on Fire.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've got to come at this from a clean slate again. At the next Revise and Revisit, that's what I'm going to do. I've been planning to re-review this for a long time. And the first time we reviewed this, we weren't actually that tough on it, but I did start my whole thing by saying that it sucked ass. So, but then after that, we weren't all that rough on it. I can see the complaints being legit about this being a little one-dimensional.
Sure.
It could be a little dull. I think that there are some songs like World Stops Turning that it's kind of like Stained, hip 2000s rocker feel. But this is, I am glad that I had to readdress it because of Evil, because this really is so much better than I had given it credit for. Particularly the first song, Committed to the Con, the demented bounce up guitar chord that he's doing with the chinking in the background, fucking really, really cool. Going in with the chorus of the Which Side Are You On? There is stuff like that works incredibly, incredibly well. I also love in Committed to the Con and about 3 other songs, there's this thing that certain bass players are able to do where they can get their bass so muddy and so unbelievably grungy that you can't really even hear what they're doing. I'll call it like the Christ effect, but yet you know the exact notes that they're playing somehow. And this guy does it unbelievably well. This hit me completely different this time. I do think there are songs that are very like Sans Soleil. It's almost like a Deftones or a Foreigner trying to be a My Chemical Romance. It's really hard to explain. The only other thing I'll say is there are a couple songs on here that really made me think Evil. I'm not so sure that this album is in the Stanton Triangle.
Oh.
But I do think it's way, way, way better than we gave it credit for. I'm glad I had to revisit.
It's one of the albums from the past 2 years that I've kept listening to fairly regularly. I'm still a big fan. The band's catalog I feel like this one stands out for me. I think maybe that's one of the reasons I like it so much, is that it caught me off guard. And that first track just like hits you over the head.
Yes.
Your analogy of them being, My Chemical Romance. That's interesting. They have non-standard influences from like the 80s, stuff that sounds like Tears for Fears. It sounds like some Duran Duran, like the vocal stuff. I like that they're like not afraid to throw that in there. And it made it interesting to me.
So we both ended up doing The Otherness. If this was on a quick fire after my listening now, I'd give it at least 1 thumb up, probably 2.
Yeah.
We do this for a reason, people. Evil.
Yeah.
What about you? What'd you
pick? Holy fuck. We didn't plan this. I've been wanting to dive into this album for a while.
Oh, you picked Crows too, didn't you?
I did.
I almost texted you, Jimmy, because I was like, if you fucking pick the same one again,
So, yeah.
damn it.
It was released April 1st, 2022. I fucking love the cover.
Yeah.
That pulls me in. I had skimmed it a little bit prior. I knew I was going to like it. I knew that. And that's one of the reasons that I picked it. First blush, I'm like, this is like Depeche Mode meets the Idols. Or it was like Idols, Depeche Mode vibe.
I like that.
My next two like smush was like Pixies and Eagles of Death Metal.
My next
Kind of the influences. This feels like an album that if you're into punk, post-punk, metal, goth, anything in like heavy-ish rock, I feel like this is an album that you can say is one of your favorites, but it's not your favorite. It's one of those that's in the background.
Yeah.
This is like musicians' music. It's hip and cool without trying to be.
Exactly. Yes.
Dark. It's
dark. It's indie.
Yeah. It's very British.
Not that many people know about him yet.
No. It's actually hard to find information on them.
Yeah, it is.
Just wait until my YouTube of my best album of the year, where I'm like, I have no fucking information on these guys. Yeah.
Looking at the lyrics, which is not something, I do, might as well fucking jump. Here's the thing with bands that are very British bands. Some of this music is about Brexit. It's very British in topic.
Yeah.
This will never be one of my favorite albums. I like it, but I don't resonate with it the same way because there are cultural things in Britain, even though like us in the US and the British, we're like culturally siblings, but they still have their own things. There's still classism in Britain that we don't have here, especially in the Western US. I'm like frontier cowboy blood runs through my veins.
Yeah.
Like get that. I don't get the classism that you have if you live over there.
And the literal music that they grew up listening to is surprisingly different. Like you were saying, those dudes all grew up on a lot of this 80s electro shit that we probably had never heard of until we were in our 20s. And vice versa. I remember when Rachel and I did our stuff with Em and George, we were talking about doing music videos, and we were talking about which ones. We were like, This Is America and Smells Like Teen Spirit. Even Smells Like Teen Spirit, they didn't realize that was a big deal as a music video. It's like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
It is interesting would kind of broaden your perspective and viewpoint. And I wanted to. I really like the first third and last third.
It's funny, when I reviewed it, I was like, the first third, you think you're just getting to rock your face off the album.
Yeah.
And then you don't get that again until the last end of the album.
You guys are the same.
For me, it started with moderation. There's something with his vocal delivery that is so predictable through the whole thing. It almost makes it not monotonous, but it's very, there's a very thin range of that vocal delivery.
Yeah.
You kind of settle into this groove and you're just in it. It also glues the whole thing together as a whole.
Comfortable in its own misery sort of sound.
Yes. Which is a very British thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 plus or minus 0.5.
That's good.
So it's like
That's
an 8 to a 9 depending on who you are.
Us dark and brooding characters.
Yeah. I really like it. I love the production.
Those are our reviews, everybody. Second time in a row that they just had to hear my favorite album of the year. Look, I
Not
get
doing
it.
that again.
Okay, I get it. In 2021, your breakout artist, which now feels fucking weird, is Lil Nas X.
How does it feel weird?
Because I feel like he was 2019, 20. Was 21 really when he was like, oh shit, it's Lil Nas X?
I guess so. That's what I picked. Yeah, that's when Montero came out, right?
Old Town Road was
Montero.
20.
Right.
Yeah.
That was released.
That wasn't a full
before.
album though, right?
To be fair, Montero came out in February of 21. So you did have like
A lot of 21.
21.
I could see that. I could see after the album, because with Old Town Road, well, especially with a song like that, probably a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
But then the album comes out
Yeah.
and blows up. Are you sticking to your guns on Lil Nas X for 2021?
Yeah, I do.
You don't see him fading away?
Okay, well, that is a great question. Because as far as a breakout artist, I do feel like that was his year. ACL, he did some stuff this past year for Lollapalooza. He's done stuff. He just hasn't put out more work. There was a documentary that came out, Long Live Montero, that premiered at the Toronto Film Festival last month. And
That seems to be the thing now. Every
Yeah.
fucking major artist has to come out with a movie about their making of or whatever.
They recorded it while he was touring in 2022. And so I think it's kind of like a supplemental. I put out an album and now I want to take some time off. So I'm going to put out this documentary. So you're still entertained by me and you still know who I am.
So I guess a two-part question, 2 years removed.
Yeah.
Do you think he has staying power? Do you think he will fade away? And same question for you. Do you think you will still be interested in him when he comes out with his next album?
If and when another album comes out, I'm absolutely going to listen to it. As far as staying power, you got to keep people interested. So
Evil, your 2021, you went the safe pick.
It was the smart pick.
Olivia Rodrigo,
Yeah.
who sold a fucking kabillion jillion albums in 2021.
That is a lot.
Would you revise that? And kind of the same question. You have a female teenager in the house.
Almost. She's 11, but yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
she's still in that
11.
listening age, though.
And Olivia has a brand new album out too.
Which Eve owns on vinyl.
Oh,
That's basically your answer
Raising 'em right.
there.
You know, when we were doing the Instagram promos, there were shots for one of them of the kids like saying their favorite album. Eve's was Olivia Rodrigo's, and she owns T Swift Records and Billie Eilish record, and
Her and my daughter need to hang out. I think Olivia Rodrigo in 2021 was the right call.
yeah.
right.
Her new album, it didn't come out to a ton of fanfare, but it's selling a shit ton.
It
Yeah.
debuted at top of the Billboard charts.
I'm more meant like she didn't really advertise it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no,
Like
no,
it came
Nope.
out and everybody was like, "Oh fuck, bot." Okay.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pick in 2021 was Paris, Texas.
Right. Where they at?
Disappeared off the face of the earth in 2022 and then came out with a new album about a month or two ago, mid-air, and are now touring insanely. They're doing all the festivals, all the tours. Obviously not as big as a Lil Nas X or Olivia Rodrigo, but for as underground as Boy Anonymous was, they are on the road to what I thought back then.
good.
Which I do think that they are going to be a thing. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of my 2022 breakout artist, Soul Glow. And Soul Glow has done what you would expect a punk band after a massive album to do. They've been touring for a year straight. Every day they have a new Instagram thing of, hey, look at us naked on stage in Philadelphia. They're doing great. Rachel and Evil's 2022 breakout artist was the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Rosalita. Lita.
Leah.
Did you guys see her Hot Ones?
No.
No.
Oh, I'll have to watch
Was it
that.
good?
If you didn't have a crush on her before, you will. Except for she brings her boyfriend along.
What a buzzkill.
Not in like a, oh man, get that fucker out. No, but it is kind of a little bit of a clingy-ish, like, dude,
I think they broke up anyway, so we're
I
good.
thought you were your own woman. Oh, thank God. Rachel, I'll go to you first.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your 2022 breakout artist?
So still in love. She's still fabulous. And she actually has been really busy.
She did Hot Ones.
Yeah, she did a Hot Ones,
Yeah.
apparently. She collaborated with Coca-Cola to release a flavor called Move. They have a bunch of like oddly named mini Cokes that are coming out. Coconut vanilla. It's called like Move or Despair or just, something, and you're supposed to kind of guess what it's supposed to taste like. But this one's apparently coconut, cotton candy, whatever. Went on a festival tour. She went and did Lollapalooza. She did some Coachella, Primavera Sound. I have wine in me.
Have another one. You need to be the evil of this episode.
She released RR, which was a 9-minute EP with her then boyfriend, which it just fucking slapped. It was great. She also performed at a free concert that was organized by the Secretariat of Culture in Mexico City. It had 160,000 attendees, which is more than have ever been in that area ever. She also did a release with Bjork. She released a song for charity with Bjork.
Is it out?
It is. It was released just in September, I think. It was to help support the fjords of Iceland that are getting overfished, basically. Strongly believe that I made a good choice in choosing Rosalita for Breakout for last year.
Agree.
Stop
Eagle,
adding
do you have more to add
bro.
to that?
No, you did all the words. Thanks.
Good job, Rosalia.
I am looking forward to seeing what she does next.
I
Yes.
am too. Yeah. I as well am a big fan, which a reminder to all of you listeners, that was our album of the year in 2022 as a collective whole.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, everybody, we've done a lot. We've got a lot more to go. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, we are back. Evil's listening to Bjork, and we're about to talk 2021. So,
Whoop, whoop.
Rachel, in 2021, your top 5 songs were as follows: Industry Baby
Yes.
by Lil Nas X, Money by Lisa, Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo, Transparent Soul by Willow, and Good Wife by Casey Musgraves.
There's a reason why I picked these songs, and this is just the kind of music that I needed at the time, I guess. Coming out of pandemic stuff, I just wanted feel good, pop, whatever, subjectively, whoever you're talking about.
That makes sense.
I want these to be songs that, I look back in 20 years and be like, oh, yes, that artist was, very good. And they did all these other things as well. And
Casey
it's,
Musgraves then.
what'd you say?
Huh?
Were you mumbling?
No.
David, with Casey Musgraves. I was a little disappointed at her concert. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I regret anything. I think I just want more out of some people, I think.
Okay. Rachel, albums in 2021.
Yeah.
From 5 to 1, Sour by Olivia. If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power by Halsey. Inside by Bo Burnham, which was my second option to do a quick review on. Still haven't listened to that.
Gotcha.
Pressure Machine by The Killers, aka Evil's favorite, and of course Star-Crossed
Yeah.
by Casey Musgraves. You already talked about Star-Crossed, but what about these ones?
I still feel good about Olivia Rodrigo. A fabulous album. It was a great debut. Same thing with Halsey having Atticus and Trent Reznor on
Yeah, I
it.
went back and listened to that again.
It's so good.
It's even better than I remembered it being.
It's so well done. Inside, still a really weird choice. It was a very poignant album, I think, for the time, and really spoke to how he was dealing with that whole situation. Pressure Machine was just impressed on how you can talk about how shitty a town is for an entire album and hit so many different topics. And Star-Crossed, again, this was a post-divorce album. The concept was great. The play was great. Just maybe she's just as fun as watching paint dry.
So no revisions whatsoever.
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's go to Evil next. Evil 2021 favorite songs. Shit. Dad Vibes by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Hunter's Moon by Ghost. In a Multiverse Where Atoms Sing by Cynic. Roots Below by As I Lay Dying, and Only Love Can Save Me Now by The Pretty Reckless. For as much shit as you get for being one-dimensional,
That's pretty,
there's some
it's good variety.
random shit on here. Evil, where do you stand on your 21 list?
The hard one for me is As I Lay Dying, because that's a fucking great song.
You've talked multiple times, and it seems like it's grown with you. And I feel like maybe there's some other stuff that makes you not like him more and more every time we talk.
Fuck. I don't even know where to start. Like, that band has put out some fucking really good music. I'm all for people serving their time and being rehabilitated, being given second chances. And I don't know the whole story. I know that band has kind of like collapsed a little bit. There are members of my favorite band, Unearth, who have left Unearth to join that band. It's not going to be on my revised top 5 list. It's a fucking good song, but I gotta.
You're allowed to change how you feel about a specific situation.
Sure. So I have new top 5s for both songs and albums for 21 and 22. Coming in at number 5, getting the brand new freshly christened. I did it all for the Nookie Award. I'm keeping dad vibes just for the hate that it's going to get.
I like it. I like it.
And also, I fucking love that song.
Do you still listen to that?
Not like regularly, but it makes me laugh. I like
you ain't
that
changing the channel.
Limp Bizkit has moved into they're in on the joke of who they
very
are now.
much.
Cynic is still on my list. Moved down a spot to number 4, and it's a different song. The Robert Venosa, I took ayahuasca and all I got was this awesome metal album cover award. Their song Mythical Serpents off of Ascension Codes, which came out pretty late in the year in 2021, so I hadn't had a chance really to spend time with it. Ghost bounced off.
Poor Ghost.
Not because they're bad. I still like Ghost. One of the things I did in both years is I tried to include top songs that weren't all from my top albums.
Yeah.
But that's a mistake because honestly, my favorite songs.
Yep. I've been struggling with that a lot as well.
But I'm rectifying that. This is revise, revisit, and rectify. Number 3 gets the El Dunarito Brevity and Metal Songs titles is for Pussies Award. It's Dance of Ixtab, in parentheses, Psychopomp and Circumstance, March number 1 by Carcass on Torn Arteries.
I still haven't listened to that album.
How are you guys still friends?
Well, it's not just evil. Like that album got insanely good reviews that year. Even like the non-metal
Carcass,
like the
man.
standard Pitchfork or somebody gave it like a massively huge review.
Dude, Carcass is one of those early mid 90s Swedish, British death metal-ish bands that it's Carcass. We'll talk more about them
Someday,
later.
maybe.
Number 2, you're familiar with Saint Germain liqueur.
We just talked about it in Halloween.
Elderflower liqueur. I think it kind of like really started becoming popular or repopularized in mid 2000s-ish, 2007-ish, something like that. There's a bartender from New York named Harry Kaufman referring to it. He's like, it has a character that people just say, I want this, right?
Yeah.
So my number 2 gets the Josh Homme is the bartender ketchup of Modern Rock Music Award. It's Boilermaker by Royal Blood off of Typhoons.
That's great. That's great.
You put Josh Homme in any rock song and it's like bartender's ketchup in a cocktail.
Sure.
It's gonna work. Yeah.
And then my number 1, I don't have an award for it. The same song that was previously number 1. It's Only Love Can Save Me Now was Pretty Reckless.
Your story and reasoning behind it was
That story continues. In 2022, there were a couple of shows that were Taylor Hawkins tributes. On September 27th of 2022, there was a tribute where Matt Cameron and Kim Thale joined Dave.
Okay.
I think Pat Smear was on stage. Chris Novoselic came on stage and Taylor Momsen came out and they played The Day I Tried to Live.
wow.
And it's fucking amazing. Some of the meaningfulness of that song for Taylor Hawkins is Taylor sang that song at a Chris Cornell memorial concert. Yeah. So it's just like layers upon layers. And she fucking killed it. I feel like she's the current best female rock vocalist. And there's people who are going to argue, they're going to say like Floor Jansen or Tarja or Lizzie Hale, who are all phenomenal vocalists, probably even technically better than Taylor. But she has a voice that fits the grunge Seattle scene's music.
Yeah.
She's got the timing, the rawness, and above all, the fucking swagger that it just fits.
You and I had 2 of the same favorite albums of 2021. Your top 5 were In the Court of the Dragon by Trivium, Fortitude by Gojira, which we later on talked about on the pod because we both picked it, Coherence by Bellacore. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm good. Typhoons by Royal Blood, which we also talked about because we both had it. And then Carcass, Torn Arteries, which we just talked about. Give us an update.
This was the hardest one. Revising albums from 2021 was the hardest part of this whole assignment. This is where it felt like work.
Why is that?
I felt like I had to do research to see if there's anything else I needed to include.
Oh, okay.
I was far enough back that I'm like, we are constantly
having to learn things, and now you're having to relearn what you already learned.
I'm like, I already made these decisions. So this was the most difficult. I apologize. I wasn't as creative. I did rejigger the order slightly. Bellacore moved down to number 5. They're awesome. I love that album. I have not listened to that album since then.
That's kind of why I like doing these episodes
Yeah.
because albums that are amazing, but you're like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not going to go back to
I
it.
ain't got time sometimes.
Yeah.
They get the Henry Cavill Warhammer is Awesome Award because that's where their name came from.
Because they're nerds.
They're named after Be'lakor the Dark Master. So there you are.
Naturally.
Trivium, still on there. They moved up. They are my 4 in the Court of the Dragon. They get the Meat and Potatoes Ain't So Bad Award. Because it's just good. Royal Blood dropped down 1 spot. And
To 3.
to 3. Typhoons at number 3. And they get the Wait for the Other award later award. Because the Bartender's Ketchup Award, I did the songs first. Yeah. That was the clever award. Damn it. Fuck, I fucked that one up. Anyway,
I might be able to edit it. We'll see.
no, don't. It's funnier this way. Fortitude went up to number 2. They get the Don't Fuck with Gojira award because they're Gojira.
I like that.
Carcass Torn Arteries stays at number 1.
Stays at number 1.
They get the Dude, It's Fucking Carcass award because reasons.
My 2021, I did things a lot differently. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my top 5 songs, and then I've got some awards that I'm going to give out. My top 5 songs of 2021 originally was Lines Alone by Gamasenin was my original number 5. Running and Walking by Modest Mouse. Wellerman by the Wellerman. Either You Want It by Royal Blood, and Tequila Shots by Kid Cudi.
I did a little research. Kid Cudi, that was December of 20.
Our years are December
Oh.
through November.
Okay.
It says it on the top of the outlines, just so you know. My current
You're supposed to
5,
read the whole fucking outline now.
I'm basically just completely disregarding my last top 5. I'm not talking about what I think or what I don't think. It's just right now, if I were to list my 5 favorite songs of 2021,
Okay.
I'm going number 5, Brighton by Jerry Cantrell. Oh, yeah. That album really grown on me. I think I gave it no thumbs when we quick fired it.
Mistakes were made.
I listen to that song all the time now. The line magnifiers turn your sunshine to hell is such an amazing fucking line.
That is good.
My number 4, Newfound by Gojira. It's just brilliant. We talked about it a lot on the pod. My number 3, Evil's gonna love this one as well. In Another Life by The Killers.
Yay!
That is a fantastic song that has really grown on me.
Note that in an asterisk. I'll talk about them in a minute.
Oh, okay. Number 2, Hunger in Your Haunt by Biffy Clyro. I listen to it all the time. I fucking love it. And my favorite song of 2021 as of right now is Corso by Tyler, the Creator. I can listen to that song at any time, any day, and I will knock you out 50 push-ups. Let's go to my awards, unless Evil, did you have something you wanted to say about The Killers?
This has reinforced something for me. Recently, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago, The Killers performed Why Can't This Be Love with Sammy Hagar. This is why I like the Roth era more than the Hagar era.
Did they really?
Yes. I love the Sammy era.
Out of the
that's
Hagar
fine.
era, that's probably one of my 3 favorite songs.
It's one of the best. It's a great song.
Here are my awards, and I did the same exact awards for 2022, but here are my 2021 awards. Number 1, I'm still listening to this award. Exactly what it sounds like. It is Arlo Parks' Collapsed in Submeans. I think I had listened to it on a whim, just trying to see if it would be in a finale or something. Completely forgot about it. Went back, listened to it again, and it's a really, really great album. From Meh to Marvelous Award. Album that I thought was okay. Now I love it. It is Blue Weekend by Wolf Alice. Gone back to that many times.
Okay, what a great
It's a
band.
ridiculously good album. Wasn't even on my radar award. I don't think I listened to it in 2021. Glow On by Turnstile. Check that album out. It's fucking awesome. I don't even think I heard it until 2022. My most played vinyl, my most played 2021 vinyl is anytime I'm in a what should I listen to this year,
Nice.
I don't know what it is, but it's been in a let's do that Biffy Clyro. The Bangers Award. The songs that I just want to fucking get down to. Fortitude. Fortitude, I can turn those songs on at any time and completely rock out to. I eventually need to leave my driveway award. If I can't figure out what to listen to on Spotify, this is what comes on. It is Kid Cudi. The Kid Cudi album is, I can turn that on anytime and I'm going to like it. We might not be able to be friends if you don't like this album award. That is Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
If you sit down and you really give it a chance, I legitimately do not understand who would not be able to like that album. My favorite album of 2021, it's a goddamn tie.
Cheating.
It is Lingua Ignota and Fortitude.
Interesting.
Those are my favorite albums of 2021. The best album of 2021. So 2 years removed, the best album of 2021, it is Sinner Get Ready by Lingua Ignota. I still very firmly believe that. My 2021 will be remembered for album. You know how like when you look at the Oscars, who won in 99 and you're like, how the fuck did this movie win? This movie was the same year. This is the album at this point that I think that year will be remembered for that should have won the Oscar. And it did. It's Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Those are my awards.
I like it.
Should we go to 2022?
All the way back to 2022.
Rachel, Vigilante Shit was your fifth favorite song by T Swift. Walkin' by Denzel Curry. Seoko by Rosalia. Just in Time by JID. And then your number one song of 21 is N95 by Kendrick Lamar. How are you feeling about your list?
Fucking fantastic. While I was going through and re-listening to all this stuff, I was just realizing what good taste I had in 2022. I know that you can argue Taylor Swift. It's totally fine. Those other four are just so good. Those were on such good albums. They're all such good songs. I do not regret a thing
I would
on
agree.
that list.
Favorite album, Moda Mommy by Rosalia is your 5. Forever Story, JID. God Don't Make Mistakes by Conway the Machine. Mr. Morale by Kendrick Lamar. And your number 1, Midnights by Taylor Swift.
Yes.
How do we feel about this list?
Okay, maybe in my brain, I'm mixing up best and favorites. I know that these were supposed to be my favorites. Having Taylor Swift as number 1, I very much understand that that is not the best album on this list. So if anything,
That's good.
David James. If anything, I would probably bump that to number 5, scoot everybody up 1, and then scoot Taylor to number 5 on that.
It was a good year for hip hop.
Insanely
Forgot
good.
about
year.
Conway the Machine. That album's good.
Evil's favorite songs of 22, Got Her Damn Wrong by Zeal and Ardor. Seoko as well by Rosalia.
good.
Radar by JID. Slaughter Beach by Clutch. And Feel What I Believe by The Halo Effect. Evil.
I like all of those songs. Have a couple of them. The Clutch song is not going to be on the list, but fuck, Clutch is Clutch. They're one of my favorite bands. My revised number 5. I had to include Jack White somewhere on these lists, so I just threw a dart at a board, and this is the song that it landed on award. And it's taken me back. Fear of the Dawn, Jack White. I had to include Jack White somewhere on these lists.
It's a great song.
Fear of the Dawn was on
Yes.
I still really like that album. Number 4, it's the insert band name. If you like X, you're going to like Y award. I'm inserting Gojira in here. So if you like Gojira, you will like Far From Heaven on the album Oh What the Future Holds by Fit for an Autopsy. That is a band that was not on my radar at all in 2022, but has become one of my favorites. Will Putney's fucking brilliant. It's Will Putney's one of his mini bands. Fucking awesome. My number 3, the What in the Fuck Is She Saying and Why Am I Suddenly Dancing award, and that's Seoko from Rosalia.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's so good.
Yeah, she really, really, really is. This one's not getting an award. So I'm going to try to rectify what I did with Royal Blood here. And my number 2 is Committed to the Con off of Otherness, Alexis on Fire.
That is a great song.
And this is the Wait Until the Next award. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And my number 1, it is Feel What I Believe by the Halo Effect, which, lo there do I see my father. Lo there do I see my mother and my brother and my sisters before me. Lo there do I see the line of my people back to the beginning. Lo do they call to me. They bid me take my place among them in the halls of Valhalla, where the brave shall live forever. They get the Lo there do I see my father 13th Warrior Award, alternately titled Grow Stronger Award. Because, goddamn it, if a song makes you want to ride an armored warhorse into battle, it should be your number one of the year. That fucking riff that comes in at 1:12 is one of the best riffs of the last 20 years. Michael Stanna is my MVP vocalist. I fucking love the Halo Effect.
That's a good reason for it to be your number one.
I'm interested to see what replaced what. Evil's favorite albums of 22, Fear of the Dawn by Jack, White Phototroph by The Moontooth, Heavy Pendulum by Caven, Days of the Lost by The Halo Effect, and Otherness by Alexis on Fire.
I'm going to start with an honorable mention,
Okay.
which is Innate Passage by Elder. It's getting the, did you see the size of that cockadoodle goddamn do? I swear to God, I'm not on enough drugs to like this music as much as I do award. Sorry, Young Guns reference for y'all out there listening. I love me some stoner rock and stoner metal. I am not a stoner, but I still like the music, and Elder's fucking great at it. Coming at number 5, Heavy Pendulum dropped down to number 5.
Poor Heavy Pendulum.
I'm giving it the Caleb Schofield What the Fuck is in the Water in Boston Award. So Caleb was their bass player who died in a car accident. Doom Riders guitar vocalist Nate Newton slid into the spot. So here's the weird thing about the metalcore Boston universe.
Yeah.
Where like All That Remains and Unearthed and Shadows Fall and all these bands like cross-pollinate. They all kind of grew up together. There's this other group, Converge, Cave In, Old Man Gloom, same sort of thing. And they're not all from Boston, but that's Massachusetts area, same thing. So like Nate Newton is the guitar and vocalist for Doom Riders, who has a couple of really good albums that I dig. Cave In, where Stephen Brodsky's kind of like the main guy, main vocalist, guitar. Nate Newton came in and replaced Caleb Schofield. In Converge, Nate Newton replaced Stephen Brodsky on bass back in the day. In Old Man Gloom, Nate Newton is on guitar and vocals. Stephen Brodsky now replaced Caleb Schofield. There's all this cross-pollination from Boston. I just want to know.
Very incestuous.
What the fuck is going on in Boston with all of these awesome musicians? And they're all buddies and stuff. I was super bummed out. I met Caleb. He was touring he had a band called Zozobra. Got a chance to have a conversation with him, but he's a super cool guy. He was like, probably talked to him for like 15 minutes. The one thing where I'm like, well, this band has to go on a list, or maybe 2 lists. The Evil is the Frog in the Boiling Water, Evil Likes It Award. Oh, What the Future Holds, number 4, Fit for an Autopsy. I'm falling in love with that band just more and more as time goes on. Number 3, this band moved up.
Hey-o.
The Nick Lee, Not Even Limbic Encephalitis Can Stop Me, Modern Guitar God Award.
Damn Skippy.
Phototroph.
Motherfucker's touring now.
Have you listened to their new track?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, weird. Who'd have thought? It's awesome.
Yeah. He is my favorite new guitar player.
Yeah, he's
Hands
mine too.
down. And he's awesome guy. Nick Lee's great. Fucking love Moontooth. My number 2 gets the If It Ain't Broke, Don't Fix It. And it's Days of the Lost, the Halo Effect. Yeah. They do the old style of melodic death metal the way it should be done. If it ain't fucking broke, don't fix it. Love that album. And the Fuck All Y'all, Evil is Right and You're Wrong Award goes to my number 1, which is
Great name.
Otherness by Alexis on Fire.
Fitting in so many
So good.
ways.
So there you go.
Perfection. All right, everybody. I've got my songs. I've got my albums. My favorite songs of 2022. Conduit by Moontooth. False Dichotomy by Metric. Moon People by Devin Townsend. Gold Chain Punk by Soul Glow. And Welcome to Hell by Black Midi. I love those 5 songs. Absolutely love them. Do I need to change it? No, not at all. But my current 5 favorite 2022 songs are number 5, Feels Alright by Spoon. We talked about this album. We gave it good, not great review overall, but this song, Feels Alright. It's old school Spoon. It's rocking Spoon. It's awesome. My number 4, I still listen to Moon People by Devin Townsend all the time. Fucking musicians, man. My number 3, Return to Monkey.
Ugh.
Yes.
Leave.
By the
Society.
Viagra Boys.
Yes.
My daughter and I still, to this day, if I walk in a room and I say leave society, she will say, a monkey. My number 2, Conduit by Moontooth. It could be on my everyday workout list. And my number 1 favorite song of 2022, Closer Still by the Crows.
Yeah.
It's the starting track on the album.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. And my 2022 awards, my awesome awards. I'm a little buzzed, guys. You're going to have to forgive me. I'm still listening to this award. It is an album that was a bit of a throwaway. Little sighting there. It was one of those started awesome, wasn't awesome, but I can't get away from specific songs on it. There might be a reason for that. It might be because we made it a personal thing. It's Chat Pile.
Yay.
There are a couple songs on that Chat Pile album
That's
fucking love. Yeah, there are probably some other reasons for that too. From Meh to Marvelous Award, the album that I liked in 2022, but I didn't like it as much as I should have, and it's Cave World by the Viagra Boys. That album's amazing. I finally bought it a couple months ago. Oh man, it's so good. It's so fucking good. I wanted to see them so bad. I was supposed to see them open for Queens of the Stone Age. I didn't end up getting to go. Thank you, work. Can we just fucking make this our real job so that never happens to me again? The Wasn't Even on My Radar award. I was recommended this album. The guy who wrote it came on the pod. It's one of my favorite vinyl purchases ever. Not even of the past, it's just ever. It's Reaver by the Brontosaur. It's fucking, if you don't own that album, go buy that album. My most played vinyl from 2022, it is a 3-way tie because my household loved Formentera by Metric and As I Turn Out to Fall Apart by White Lies. So both those have gotten a shit ton of play. For me personally, it's the Smiles album from last year, which I'm sure both of you love, right?
It's the best.
Love it.
The Bangers Award. It's Ghost.
Yeah.
The songs on that Ghost album, they go hard. They're so good. The I Eventually Need to Leave My Driveway award is The Crows. If I couldn't figure out what to listen to, it was going to be Beware Believers this year. The We Might Not Be Friends If You Don't Like This award. If you can listen to Light Work by Devin Townsend and not find at least something that you enjoy in it,
Can't be friends.
we probably have some issues there.
Yeah, but I'm a big Heavy Debbie fan.
But it's not even just Devi. That album, there's something about that album
It's good.
that's very positive.
It's light work.
It's light work, man. My favorite album of 2022 is still Beware Believers. That hasn't changed. The best album, though, of 2022 is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. I don't think there's a contest. And yet, what will 2022 be remembered for? I am saying Moto Mommy.
Yeah.
That album was just fucking different.
Yeah.
Guys. It's just different. I love it so much. You know what it is? It's different.
Do you like
different.
it so much?
What do we think? Are we happy?
I feel like you missed an opportunity
Uh-oh.
with your awards.
I'm waiting.
I feel
I'm
like
hearing
you're.
it.
I'm still listening to this. Should be your Brokeback Mountain award because you can't quit it.
Oh.
That's true. I was so proud of my I eventually need to leave my driveway award. I didn't think about the other.
That
was
was good. That was really good.
That's our revise and revisit. Rachel still just thinks she's fucking perfect, so can't do much with that. As I said, I really do think that these years, I think this is going to get a lot more fun the more years in advance we get.
Yeah, I think things are going to look stupider as we go on.
Could be.
Like,
Are we going to be like next year do 21, 22, and 23,
Right.
and then the next year 21, 22, 23, 24? Because it's going to.
I think we're going to
into a
transition
mess.
more into what I did with the awards.
I like that. I
Like-
like that idea.
also next year, are we going to go off our revised versions?
Right.
Or the original
No, I
version?
want to stick to original every single time.
Got it.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
because then it's a fresh look at what you originally
Sure.
picked.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe in a decade we'll be like, "Fuck, I was smart."
I'll still be like, I was right.
Copy paste.
You sure will. Hey, that's our revise and revisit episode, everybody. Rachel, thanks for
David.
all the work you did.
You know what? I studied a lot. I like re-listened to things a lot for this episode, and I felt like very strongly about my choices.
That's allowed.
Are you right or left-handed?
I'm
Is your
right-handed.
right
This is my right
shoulder
hand.
sore?
Yes.
Patting yourself on the
All
back.
the time. Oh, fuck off. I actually just have a bad shoulder.
Evil, thank you for forcing me to listen to Otherness again, because I would have driven by that album with, the 2 listens I gave it for the quickfire, and it is especially committed to the con. Like, that song will be in my rotation.
It's so good.
It really is. Guys, that is our last episode
That's what they said.
until the finale. Next episode, we're going to be hanging out.
Wow.
Yay.
Arguing for a couple hours. Drunkenly arguing for a couple hours. VerseCourseVerse.com at VerseCourseVersePod. We're trying some new stuff, getting ready for season 4. So if there are any weird fucking edits, it's because we're trying a new software. Just bear with us, okay? Because I'm telling you what, season 4 is going to be great.
Sure is.
I'm going to go get more drunker than I am now at 3:35 in
More
the
drunker.
afternoon. Hey, listeners, thank you. Appreciate you listening to
Thanks
this
for
us.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good night and good luck.